In a small artists' colony in Greenwich Village, New York, two young women, Sue and Johnsy, lived in a little flat on the third floor of an old brick house. They were both artists and best friends. Sue painted illustrations. Johnsy painted dreams. But one cold, dark November, the city was hit by a wave of pneumonia. The disease spread like fog, quietly creeping into their little apartment, touching Johnsy. She grew pale and weak. She stopped painting. She stopped smiling. She even stopped hoping. Lying in bed, staring out of the window, Johnsy could only see the brick wall of the neighboring building. On that wall, a single old ivy vine climbed upward. Its leaves were green once, but now turning yellow, and dropping one by one. One afternoon, Sue noticed Johnsy counting softly. 12, she whispered. Then after a while, 11, 10, 9. Sue asked what she was counting. Leaves, said Johnsy. There are only a few left on the ivy vine. When the last leaf falls, I shall go too. I've known it for days. The last leaf means the end for me. Sue was shocked and tried to explain that this was nonsense. But Johnsy had lost her will to live. I don't want to paint anymore, she said softly. I just want to lie here and watch the last leaf fall. Sue was very worried. She tried everything to cheer Johnsy up. She tried her best to comfort her. She talked about happy things, the future, and art, but her friend Johnsy didn't respond. Johnsy had lost her will to live. I don't want to paint anymore, she said softly. I just want to lie here and watch the last leaf fall. Sue could not take it anymore. She went downstairs to talk to their neighbor, Mr. Behrman. Mr. Behrman was an old man and a failed artist. He had lived in the same building for 40 years and dreamed of painting a masterpiece but never got around to it. He earned a little money by posing as a model for young artists. Sue told him about Johnsy and her strange idea about the last leaf. Behrman was furious. What nonsense! A leaf, falling leaf. That's foolishness. But his eyes softened when he saw how worried Sue was. That night, a terrible storm came. The wind howled and rain poured down heavily. Sue closed the window curtains so Johnsy wouldn't see the storm. The next morning, Johnsy asked Sue to open the curtains. She expected to see that the last leaf had fallen. But to her surprise, one leaf was still clinging to the vine. Dark green and strong, it hung bravely against the wind. That's the last one, she whispered. I thought it would fall during the night. But look, it's still there. Maybe I was wrong to think the way I did. The next day, the leaf was still there. And the day after that. Slowly, hope returned to Johnsy's eyes. She began to eat a little. Then she asked for her sketchpad and pencils. She was getting better. A few days later, the doctor said, she's out of danger now. With good care, she will recover completely. That afternoon, Sue went to see Mr. Behrman, but she was told he had died of pneumonia. He had been found 2 days ago, soaked and shivering in his room. They found a lantern, a ladder, and green and yellow paints. Then Sue understood the truth. That last leaf, the one that had refused to fall, was not a real leaf. It was Behrman's masterpiece. Painted on the wall during that stormy night. He had given his life to paint it, to give Johnsy the hope to live. The last leaf is more than just a story. It's a reminder that hope is powerful, friendship is healing, and kindness can be the purest form of love. Mr. Behrman's painted leaf didn't just stay on the wall, it stayed in Johnsy's heart and brought her back to life. In a world where people often give up, sometimes all it takes is one leaf, one act of kindness, to show someone that life is still worth living. Let us be like Behrman, creating hope, even in silence. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more inspiring stories and other English content.